Hey guys, welcome to part 3 of balance and stability. Today we're going to take some of the balance work you've already learned and we're going to apply it to real life situations. How can you handle everyday situations that challenge your balance and you won't fall, stumble, trip, and get hurt? My name is Dawn. I'm from New Dawn Coaching and Training. Today's the last installment of our balance series. So what you're going to want today is a chair close by in case you need to hold on to it to help you with your balance, and also have like a book. I'm going to be using a big encyclopedia today. Something like a little step that we can practice stepping down from and back up on. So make sure you have those handy and we're going to get started. Just a real easy warm up. I want your shoulder blades back and together. We're going to lift the knees up really high. So if you're still struggling with balance, I suggest having your chair right next door to you and you could hold on to that. We want to try to just hold that leg up just for a beat and not bring it down too fast. So up we go and up we go. Now I want to hold just a little longer. Let's see if we got just a few seconds in us right there. And back down. And then this one. So I hope this motion is getting a little bit easier for you to do. Let's bring it down. Let's do a couple more with the knee in the front. I want you to work your posture. Chest out, shoulders back. And bring your foot down. Let's do one more time. I'm going to change where that leg goes. Good. Breathe. Bring your foot down. Let's go side to side. So just real easy. Now in this one, what I'm going to have you do is keep your toes pointing forward and not lean side to side. Now after 2 more, we're going to slow that down a little bit. So we're just kind of warming up the sense of balance here. So this one, we're going to hold, stay there, and bring your foot down. Let's go to the other one. We're going to bring that foot up, hold it. Remember these toes pointing forward, and bring it down. Let's do it again. So if you notice you're leaning to one side to help you make up for your balance, just try to stay a little more tall and bring it down. For this one, if you need the chair help, the chair could be right in front of you. Good. Let's do 2 more. Make sure you keep breathing here. I know a lot of times when we hold a balanced position, we tend to hold our breath. We want to avoid that. So let's do one more time. We're going to go here. And we're going to bring it down. So let's get our feet out a little bit wider. What I want you to start with now is just one foot. I'm going to start with this leg here. I'm going to step across me, and I'm going to go out to the side. Now I'm going to start to turn my shoulders and my hips that way, and then this way. And maybe if you're feeling good, you're going to start to turn your head with you. But remember, when we take our vision with us, things get harder in the balance department. You're going to get a little more wobbly. We take our eyes with us, our feedback system kind of goes away. If we can keep our eyes looking on one thing for quite a while, usually our balance just tends to stay a little bit better there. So I want you to go again. Now, maybe you're going all the way out to the sides, and maybe you're going all the way to that side. So a real big range of motion will give you a little more challenge. Remember, if you're wobbly, your chair could be right in front of you. You could be having your fingertips lightly on that chair today. But a lot of times in real life, we have to do things like this, and we usually don't plan on it. But when we do it, we want to be able to maintain our balance and not lose the balance. We don't want to fall. So let's do one more time. So we're crossing over, and we're going to go back out. So of course, what we do on one leg, we're going to do on the other. So I want you to put weight in this foot, and I'm going to start by stepping across, and I'm going to step it out. So right away, I'm going to start to take my head with me. Now, if you're saying to me, you know, that's too much, I just lose my balance when I turn my head, you're just going to keep looking forward for a little bit, and you'll work up to turning your head. And this will start to get a little more doable. And then we're going to go back out. And we're going to keep breathing, of course. We mentioned that a moment ago. Now, I'm a big fan of always keeping the shoulder blades pulled back and that chest out, just because we want to train ourselves to not round our shoulders. If you think about everyday life, most of us have things called cell phones that we're looking down at a lot, and they tend to make us round our shoulders. And unfortunately, our shoulders tend to kind of stay that way. And we want to just fight back, and we definitely can. We just got to be aware of that. So again, you're trying to turn your shoulders. You're crossing all the way over to the sides of the room. We've got about 3 more. We're trying to stay tall and not lean forward. We're going to do 2 more. So cross it over. And I'd like to see one more time. So go ahead and cross over and step it out to the sides. Let's do 1 more each way, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and get this foot moving again. I should start with my feet out wide. Turn out the toes a little bit. I think it'll be easier on your knees. So we're gonna go across. Now, if you're feeling really good, you're getting those strides to go out now a little further. So bigger steps mean bigger challenge to the balance. So cross over. And I want you to do what you can. This is called doing your best. You're not in competition with anyone else. This is about getting your balance better, preventing yourself from falling, and staying in great shape. So go across and go back out. We're gonna do a little bit more. We're about halfway there. So step across. Again, I want to remind you to breathe. I know sometimes when I concentrate on things like these, I tend to forget to breathe. I know how silly is that, right? But I think you know what I mean. Let's do about 3 more. So we're gonna cross over. Now, if you're just getting dizzy, because a lot of turning just tends to make you dizzy, I want you to take just a few moments to keep looking forward as you do this, okay? So 1 more here, because a lot of people, they're just wired that way. Too much turning and we start to get a little, dizzy. So we're gonna do the other leg 1 more time. So step across, step out. I know I tend to get that way. If I spin too much, I just start to lose it, and I know I need to just take a break with my head turning or I'm gonna fall. And that's why we're doing these things. We're trying to prevent that, aren't we? So go again, go across, back out. I still want you to keep your shoulders back, keep your chest out today. And we're getting a little bit closer. Are you keeping your strides going out a little further, a little bit longer? Are you taking your head and your shoulders the same direction? Let's do about 4 more times here. So cross that over, and then out we go. We're gonna do 3 more. Good. Last 2. We do these different types of motions because everyday life doesn't require you just to stay on 1 foot all the time to keep your balance. It requires you to move in a lot of different directions and keep your balance. So we're just gonna walk that off for a second or 2. What I'm gonna have you do next are some heel raises, and we'll start real easy. We're just gonna bring your heels up and down. Now, if you're struggling with balance with these, take your feet out a little bit wider. It's a little easier that way. If you're having no challenge, just bring your feet close together. Now, after we do 1 more, I'm gonna ask you to hold those up for a little bit longer. So we're gonna stay right here and hold, and try not to roll your heels and ankles out to the sides, and then down. So let's do that again. We're gonna bring it up. Once again, beautiful posture. Also try to hold your stomach in. Now, if you're not using the chair, you're not holding on, and you're saying, these are kind of easy, what else can I do? Well, I'm gonna challenge you on the next one, give you some options. When we stay up here, we could just reach our arms up corner to corner. Now, keeping my head looking front is level 1. Taking my head out with the arms is level 2. So let's just do 1 more. Drop our heels. We're gonna do that again. So I want you to bring your heels up. Now we're gonna reach your arms up. I think I'm gonna try to turn my head as my heels stay up the whole time. Ooh, that's a little wobbly, isn't it? 2 more. 1 more, and then down. Let's do 2 more rounds of that. So you're gonna bring your heels up, they stay up the whole time. You ready for the arm reaches? 4. And remember, these arm reaches and the head turns are optional. Give you a lot of different options to work with where you're at today. All right, 1 more time, and then we'll give those calves a rest. So bring your heels up. You guys ready? Reach, and 3, and 2 more. I'm gonna have you do 1 more time. Now what we're gonna do is stay right here, just walk it off a little bit. You might have felt those calves getting a little tight on you. What we'll do next, and if you're new to this, have a chair in front of you. We're gonna pick up the toes, the balls of the feet, like that, like that. Now some folks, when I have them do this, they're like, ah, that's no problem, I could do it all day long. What I notice though is they stick their butt out right here. So when we bring the toes up, I don't want you to stick your behind out, okay? So just stand up nice and tall. Now we're gonna see if we can just hold for a beat or 2 right here. Hold them up and then down. Unfortunately, I failed on that one. So bring it up and then down and then up and then down. So here's gonna be my pretend chair. I got 2 more and I wanna hold a little bit longer. And down. So 1 more. So if you didn't have a chair close by, the wall always works. And down. All right, so let's do your heel raises again. We're gonna do all the arm reaches. So bring your heels up. We're reaching it up side to side. 6 and 5. Head turn makes it harder. 4, 3, and 2, and 1 more. Good. Let's bring it down. We're gonna do another one, so bring your heels up nice and high. Let's do those arm reaches for 8. Last set. 7, 6, get those heels up higher. 5, turn your head. 4, get those heels up. 3, how you doing? 2 more. 1 more. Good job. So we're walking that off. So the wall again, or your chair, we're gonna do your shins 1 more time. So we're gonna lift up our toes. So we come up and down. We're gonna be holding those just for a beat up there. And just, if you need the chair or the wall, just use it really lightly with fingertips. Try not to shift your hips out. We want to keep real good tall posture right now as we do these. So we're lifting up the shins. You might be surprised how hard that is to just stay up there for a moment or two with your toes up. Now I know some people have asked me, what's this got to do with real life? Well, we're strengthening the fronts of your shins and your calves, and we're asking them to keep your balance right now. So we're hopefully training your muscles to talk to your nerves, to talk to your brain. And then your brain knows how to fire real quick to those nerves and the muscles when you start to lose your balance. And hopefully we can prevent you from falling. So let's do a few more here. And then back down. Let's do 2 more. So lift those toes up. Hopefully one of these days you can do this holding without having to hold on to the wall of the chair. So one more time. And down you go. So let's walk that off. So our next exercise, we're going to be turning all the way back. If you need the chair, have it close by. I'm going to do mine without the chair, obviously. But I'm going to take this foot and I'm going to turn all the way to the back of the room. And then I'm going to take a stride forward. And let's do it again. So we're going to turn. Now we're going to try to not go super slow at these. When I asked somebody the other day, I said, what do you really have a problem with when it comes to real life and balance? And he told me it's when I turn in the shower. Okay, so a lot of times we just kind of do that real quick and then we kind of come back around and we get real wobbly and there might not be anything to grab onto. So this is why we're training your balance right now. We train it before you need it. And I'm serious about that. So out we go. Now if this turn is just too much, maybe you're just turning to the side of the room. Maybe you do the turn and you don't take your head. So we could do that. So you're going to find that version's a little bit less challenging, okay? But the head turn is definitely what you're aiming for. So let's do 2 more. Let's go forward and let's do one more time. So we're going to go back and we're going to go front. So, of course, the other foot, that's what we want to do. So get your spot. We're going to step back and turn back. We're going to do that little step forward. So let's do it again. Now this might be another one. It's not your balance that's necessarily throwing you. It's too much turning of your head. That makes you dizzy. So we just do a few where we look forward, kind of recuperate that little bit of recovery. And then when you feel ready again, you're welcome to turn your head. So you just look back and forward, and then back again. Don't hold your breath. Remember, we want to keep that flowing the whole time. Let's try a few more. About 3 more times. Look back. Let's go 2 more. Another way to make it easier in your balance is to go even slower. So 1 more. All right. So I like to do 2 sets of all this today. You kind of got to practice around. Now we get to really work it. Let's do this side again. So we're going to turn back and go front and turn back. If you're feeling really good and you're turning your head, I'm going to encourage you to step all the way back and look right behind you. We're staying up tall. We've got still have our shoulders back. We still have our stomach muscles in rock solid. Back and front. Remember some of those things I told you? If your balance is just struggling or you're getting a little too dizzy because of all the turning, keep your head looking forward for a little bit. 4, and here's 3, and here's 2 more. I know I mentioned earlier, somebody I talked to, they struggle occasionally with the turning in the shower real quick. Don't practice this in the shower until you're really ready, unless you've got something to hold on to. All right, are you ready? So we're gonna go back and we're gonna go front. Because that floor in that shower tends to be a little slick. I'm sure you all realize that. But I want everybody to do these exercises and benefit from them and feel like over time, the more you do them, the more control you have over your balance and you feel more confident. So back and front. You got those shoulders back. You know I was going to mention that, didn't you? And again, go back. Good. Regular breath in and out. You'll be glad to know there's only about 3 more of these. And let's check out our last 2. So 1 more. All right, so bring those feet together. This is where you want to grab that book or whatever you're going to use for your little step. Again, I've got a really big book here that I'm going to put on the floor. And right about there. I want something that's big enough to support my entire foot. Now, you gotta be careful of the surface. Right now I'm using a wood surface and I know my book is not sliding around, but if it was on carpet, I would need to put some type of like rubber mat under the book. between the book and the carpet to make sure it doesn't slide. Okay, so be careful of your surface. If you actually have like a step bench that people use for working out, you can use that too. So stay safe. This does not have to be high. But this is my step, okay? We're gonna go ahead and step up on the step. I'm on my toes. I'm gonna step down off the step, and I'm gonna come up and tap my toes. So step down off the step. Now, if the toe tap is too easy for you, you could pick up your foot instead like that. But if all of this is just really hard, your chair is right here, so you can hold on to something. So we're gonna take it down. Now this one should be familiar to some of you. Oh, do you have a garage step that you are stepping down pretty much throughout the day, every day? Maybe not so much now if we're staying at home, but down we go. I'm throwing this one at you because I can't tell you how many clients I've worked with and they have fallen just by stepping out of their garage. They miss that step. So our goal here is to train your body to automatically get that step, and if you start to lose your balance, we're training you to recover it real quick before you fall. Okay? So let's do one more time. We're gonna step forward and we're gonna come back up. Now I'm gonna look down. I wanna know where I'm at. I'm gonna put my other foot on my quote unquote step here. Let's all get on our tiptoes. So we're gonna step down out of the garage, but then we kind of change our mind. Come back up. Now you could tap your toes for a little bit. Remember, this foot could also come up to make it a little harder if you think you need that today. So forward. Now, this heel that's on the step could also come up a little bit as you step down. That might help you out, might feel better. So forward and back up. I think the last time I took a little spill, fortunately it was a long time ago, but I was stepping down in a park just off a little ledge like this, and I lost it. I didn't know that step was there. Unfortunately, I just banged up my knees. I didn't break anything, but it reminded me, we all, no matter how young or old, you gotta train this. So forward and then up. Let's do that again. Forward. I know I had a lady I worked with, she was just walking down the street in downtown, and as she was talking with a friend, she didn't realize that little drop off was there. Fortunately, she had great balance, and she said, you know, I caught myself. And she said, without that, I probably wouldn't have been able to catch myself without the training she had done. She had been working her balance a lot. So hopefully we prevented a really serious injury, and hopefully you're gonna prevent any of those injuries down the road as well through this. Let's do one more side each side. So we're gonna get you on that step. Make sure your whole foot's up on there, okay? I'm gonna stay back with my shoulders. I wanna step down. Now some of you, you're not holding on, you're feeling marvelous. You're going to now just lift your knee up. That's another way to make it harder. Don't do that unless you're ready for it. Okay, so we're gonna go forward and back up. And let's go down. And don't be surprised if you're going along, you're like, oh, I got this balance thing, and then one or two throw you, because I know I've been a little wobbly on some of these. That is so normal. That's why we want to be aware of what we're doing at all times when it comes to this type of work. Good. How's your breathing? Have you been doing it? Okay, let's do just two more, stepping down off that step. And let's do one more time. You could also practice these if you don't feel comfortable with a book and you feel like you don't have anything that's appropriate. You could do this on your step at home. Unfortunately, you'd have the rail there to hold on to, so remember that. All right, so you could step down and then come up. So not just practicing with this with me while we're on the video, but you could do this on your own throughout the day. And most of us have stairs at the house that we can kind of work with. And I tell you what, it definitely helps. So maybe picking up that knee here, all right? Good, just shifting your body weight forward in that front foot. Up we go. Doing really well, we're almost there today. We're gonna check out about 3 more times, so go forward and back up. Here's 2 more. And let's do 1 more. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead, step down. I'm gonna put my book aside so I don't step on it and trip. So those are the exercises. Here are 4 strategies I want you to remember and practice, okay, to help you keep your balance. The first one is practice it before you need it. I know that sounds pretty common sense, but we do these exercises to get our balance better and to prepare you for those situations that you just don't think about. Like I said, the lady who stepped off that ledge, you know, or her step in the garage, broken ankle. We want to train you with these balance exercises before you need them. So the brain talks to the nerves, talks to the muscles, and everything becomes more automatic. So there's one. 2 is stay aware. Stay aware of what you're doing. Most of us, you know, we're gonna walk out in the garage and we got our arms full and we're thinking about something else and then we trip. And a lot of times it's just we trip because we're not in the moment. We're thinking about something else, we're not paying attention. So be aware of your surroundings, okay? Number 3, stairs. Go down the stairs holding onto the railing. I don't care who you are and how confident you are. There's always one hand available to hold on to the stairway. I cannot tell you how many people I've worked with, and the reason they fell down the stairs is their arms were full of laundry, or they had the laundry basket, and they just caught their heel on a step, and down they went. It humbled me because this happened to me a few months ago. I had my hands full. Oh, I'm fine, I'm fit, I got great balance. I do, but I caught just the little edge of my shoe on the part of a step, and I almost went all the way down the stairs, and it scared me so much that now I always have one hand on the rail, whether I need it or not, because I know one fall can just end it, and nobody wants that. So the last thing is, when you're walking, I look at so many people and they walk down, they're looking down, they're all hunched over. They have no idea what's coming up, okay? So I want you aware. I want you to know if there's a drop off there in the pavement or there's a little, you know, dip there in the pavement that you didn't know about if you're out for a walk. You gotta keep your eyes open, you gotta know what's coming up, and you gotta keep those shoulders back, okay? This doesn't just look better and feel better, but it's gonna enable your body to help you prevent the falling. If it starts to happen, you're more upright, you're gonna recover better. So I hope you use all 3 of these videos. I really want your balance to get better. I want you to never get hurt, okay? So go ahead, practice those exercises I've given you in these 3 videos. And if you have any other questions, if there's anything else I can help you out with, please get in touch with me. I always love to help you. And I wish you a great rest of your day.